These two people who had just died were standing between two worlds. Then doors appeared in front of them, one door was of heaven and the other of hell, one was hearing heart-sucking music from heaven and the other was coming from hell. The man did not want to go hell, so he started running towards heaven, but he passed through that door because he was destined to go hell. This is a scene from a French horror fantasy film to be released in the year 2023. Its name is Pandemonium, the story of a man when he reaches hell. The story of the film starts by showing a man, Nathan, who was lying unconscious on a deserted road in the middle of yellow mountains. When he regains consciousness, he sees his car was badly damaged, but despite such a dangerous accident, he was absolutely fine. There was not even a scratch on it. He was very happy to know this, but he was not alone. There was also another man, Daniel, whose bike was hit by Nathan. Actually, this the victory of the accident. Nathan apologizes to him and asks if you got hurt anywhere. Daniel is looking at him with surprise. He asks, have you seen the condition of my bike? Do you even remember anything about what happened after the accident? Tan replies that my father-in-law would have hit the dashboard hard, but look, we survived. Daniel asks why there is no injury mark on your head and surely you are not feeling any pain. Naiden replies that yes, you are right. Then Daniel says, don't you still understand that we are dead now, we are spirits? Nathan is shocked by this. He feels his body and says, look, I am real, you are under misconception, I am alive, absolutely fine, and so are you. Daniel says that when your car collided with me, I felt my ribs breaking. Maybe I died before you because you came some time after me. I was also not ready to accept this, but now I have accepted the reality. It would be better if you also understand. But Nathan was not ready to accept. Then Daniel points towards the car and says that you should look inside. When Nathan looked, his dead body was indeed present in the car. Seeing how bad things had become, he lost his senses and said, I will not accept this. I am just 45. I have my whole life ahead of me. What will happen to my children and my friends? Daniel says that the news of my death will make me sad. My wife would be very sad, she had forbidden me to buy a bike. Daniel was surprised that Tan did not mention his wife. Well, Daniel was happy with the fact that even after death there is another world. Tan was getting angry at his words. He says that I want my life back, all this cannot be true. Daniel gets angry at his words, and to make him understand, he takes her body out of the car and puts it in front of him so that he accepts the truth. All this is told to Nathan. Daniel puts a handkerchief over his face so he can't be seen. Then they hear the sound of a car. As they get closer, Nathan tries to ask the man for help, but the man can't see them both. Nathan is happy that maybe this man Naiden was very angry, but he understood one thing, that he was really dead, and now was worried that if there is another world after death, then it hell. And there will be heaven too. He asks Daniel that if we have had someone's blood, will we still go to heaven? Daniel is surprised and asks whose blood. Nathan tells that it is nothing as you think, but he had killed his wife because she was very ill and in pain, and now Daniel understands why he did not mention his wife. Initially both of them were talking when Daniel hears a tune which Nathan listens to. Daniel was not able to find it, and suddenly he saw a door in front of him, which was actually the door of heaven. Daniel became happy because that was where he coming from. Meanwhile, another door also appeared behind him, the door of hell. Terrible noises were coming. Daniel says that we both are hearing noises from different doors, which clearly means that you will go to hell and I heaven now. Before Daniel can go to the other side of door, Nathan pushes Daniel himself. Nathan tries to go through that door, but he passes through it, which makes him very disappointed because he doesn't want to go hell. Daniel explains to him that there is no other way. Nathan apologizes to him for the accident. Daniel then he says it was not your fault, I paying attention, actually was looking at a girl playing near the road. Well, both of them hug each other and now Daniel was ready to go inside but this time Daniel also crossed that door. He was shocked, he couldn't understand what happened and now even he was hearing those terrible sounds. Then a girl comes there who was asking him about her mother. Actually, this is the same girl who was killed by an accident. Earlier Daniel had seen it but he had no idea that the girl was also killed by his bike. The girl says that because of you both I lost my life, now you both will go to hell, after which she starts screaming so Daniel was sad because he also had to go to hell. He says that no one will come to throw us in hell, on which Nathan kicks him and sends inside but he himself was not ready to go. Then a very terrible monster comes to take him, fearing which Nathan himself goes inside. Inside he sees many people who were lying unconscious on the ground, there was also a small girl there, Nathan does not understand. What is she doing in hell? Hell is not for innocents so Nathan goes to her and holds hands so he can see what happened to her. This girl's name is Janie. Janie went through a lot with her family. Janie says that she had sex with her sister. In fact, Janie looked terrible and that's why she behaved so badly. It was strange that her father was scared of her so he wanted to send her to the hospital for treatment but his wife always argued with him that Jenny was absolutely fine. Then we are shown the scene from past. Jenny's rich parents. One morning when she came to her parents' room find them, their dead bodies were lying there, but Janie was not at all surprised nor was she sad about it. She immediately went to the kitchen and made jam toast and took it with her. She goes to some mysterious cave where Tony the monster lived, who is a human-looking monster and also Jenny's friend. Tony was very scared. Jenny asks, why did you kill my parents? Now who will take care of me? So Tony says I didn't kill them. Jenny scolds him for lying and says now since they are dead there is no need for you to stay here quietly, you will stay with me at my house. Tony becomes very happy hearing this because he is not able to get out of this cave. Well, after bringing him home, Jahani took for a bath and Tony likes all this very much. Jahani was also very happy because now there was no one left alive to stop her from doing whatever she wanted. After all this, she asks Tony to take these dead bodies upstairs the room but then she thinks that should say goodbye to her parents for the last time, for which she takes both of their dead bodies to the theater where she sees Tony. She was about to perform a play with Tony, she brings Tony on the stage and says, people, look, this monster killed my parents, now he will have to be hanged. Tony wears an emerald around his neck and says, my name is Tony the monster and I didn't do it, after which he hanged himself on the bed. Well, after theater, Tony picks up the bodies and takes them upstairs, he hides them under the bed. Jenny starts jumping on that bed because she was very happy today and then we see. It turns out that it actually Jenny who came into her parents' room with a knife at night. Here Tony realizes that he cannot look at himself in the mirror, so Jenny says that it is better for you not to look at yourself. Now from this it can be understood that Tony is an illusion of Jenny, in fact it shows the dark side of Jenny. In reality, Jenny was the one who had murdered her parents. After working so hard, now she is feeling hungry. So Jenny has made jam bread for Tony and herself, which Tony was eating with great enthusiasm. Then the bell rang at door. Jenny goes out to look. A parcel had come in her mother's name, but there was no one at home to sign for it. Jenny gave it to Tony. She calls but Tony doesn't come out so the man goes back with the parcel. After he leaves, Jenny looks for Tony but is nowhere to be found. She runs to her parents' room where Tony is eating their dead bodies. Jenny seeing her, Tony says in a terrible voice, "Don't look at me." She screams Tony and the door closes on its own. Her toys catch fire on their own. At night, Jenny goes to her younger sister. She says, "Mother. Father is dead." Angela asks if you killed him and Jenny says no. Tony does. Angela asks if you will kill me too and Jenny says yes. Angela asks if I finish my drawing first. Jenny answers she says no. Tony is hungry, after which she takes him to the kitchen and locks in oven. Angela was screaming but Janie turned on the oven and went away. She was singing and dancing. We were in a dark shadow of the house. Let's see, the scene comes back to Nathan i.e. in hell, who was very scared after knowing the story of Janine. Her condition was very bad. He goes to a girl, Chloe, and her mother Julia, holding her hand and seeing memories. We see that Julia is crying a lot as if she is in shock. She calling her daughter but Chloe does not come out. She goes to her room bring and says that I am getting late. She is also crying. Because in reality Chloe had committed suicide and Julia was not ready to accept the fact, she was in a state of denial that Chloe dead. She dragged her body downstairs where she dressed her in new clothes and gave breakfast. She says to the corpse that if everything had not gone wrong, we would be on vacation right now, and then we see Chloe when she comes back to life. Julia her and says hurry up, you are late. During breakfast Chloe notices the knife. Then she remembers how the girls at her school make fun of her. On the way to school, Chloe tells her mother, I can't take it anymore. It's not school, it's hell, but Julia explains to her that this is school is for you so you will get used to it. Now in the present, Chloe's dead body falls on ground and her cat was licking wound. Julia angrily scolds the cat, then she laughs like crazy and says that we are all behind. You and I will leave and we will go on a trip and have fun there, but the next moment she starts crying again. She tells Chloe that I love you very much and now you don't even need to go school, and when she opens the door there was a wall in front of her. We then see another flashback where Chloe had locked herself in the bathroom to hide from girls at school. They forcefully call her out and then forced to lick shoes. Her videos were also being made and Chloe cries a lot. In the present we see that wall was Julia's boyfriend. Her neighbor had come to meet her. Julia says that Chloe and I are going to have fun. The neighbor found Julia's behavior very strange, that's why. She came inside to see Chloe where she found Chloe's body. After this, she was going somewhere with Julia's body and while crying on the way, she meets with an accident in her car. After some time, firefighters reach there. Julia is still alive. They tried to take her out of the car but Julia did not want to live anymore. So in fact Julia never paid attention to her daughter and she was in so much trouble that in the end she had to take her own life. That is why both the mother's daughters have come to hell. In hell, Nathan covers their dead bodies with clothes. After seeing these terrible stories, he had gone too far. There were countless people there, each of them had a painful story. Then the devil himself comes there and says to the body, the time for your real punishment has come. Tan again starts giving his explanation that my wife was already ill, I just got rid of her illness. Every day she had to go through troubles. The devil asks if he asked you to do this. When asked, Nathan answers no, but he is in pain. The devil says that it is not me who decides the punishment. Nathan asks then take me to the one who decides. I want to give my clarification, I have done all that in my did it for the wife. Devil says there is no use now, the decision has been made, you have to come with me. The money asks where we are going, the devil tells you to first go through an isolation stage, so that you can forget the memories of your old life. You can become a pure soul and then your punishment will begin. Tan asks how long will I stay here? Satan says that now you will stay here forever. Hearing this, Nathan comes to his senses. Well, Satan takes him to a room which is like a dungeon. Satan was there and says that here you will get trouble every day, such trouble which you have never felt before, and you will never get used to that trouble. The body asks whether you will get anything else here except trouble, then the devil says that while going, no. The devil says when you are ready for your real punishment I will come to get you, after which he leaves from there. After Nathan sees that there was someone lying, Nathan asks, who are you? Then the demon wakes up, he goes and asks if you are my new Kelowna. Hearing this, Nathan is shocked. He says that I am a human being, not your Kelowna. The monster was happy to see Nathan like a child gets a new toy. He holds him and throws on the wall. He then sits top of, makes him feel very bad by hitting with his fists. He tells Nathan to get up, I want to play with you more, and we learn that after some time Nathan will be alive again, so that the demon could play with him, but this demon kills Nathan's soul. Normally he would have been resurrected in hell, but this demon harmed his soul so badly that he was reborn in this world as a child called Satan. The demon comes to him in anger because now Nathan will be revealed as the Antichrist. Satan sends the demon into world so that he can bring back Nathan's soul. At the end we see that terrible demon sitting in the boys' room and waiting. And this is where film ends, friends.